Where do you think he can survive?
It'll be either fight will be a very, very tough fight.
I think the only thing that he gets is boxing.
Boxing.
Yeah.
He'll have a better chance boxing you.
Better chance? I would not say it like that.
You'll still be the winner.
What do you think? Of course, I will still be the winner. He can fight me in anything he wants.
Next question.
Francis, it feels like whenever there's talk about fighter pay, you're somehow involved, you're on this Netflix card. When you left the UFC and it was talk about you trying to get your freedom, do you recognize the same feeling around the sport now as you did when you left?
Well, I think everything that is happening now is what I've been saying, what I've seen even before leaving the UFC. You know, I always say this, like I'm an independent contractor. I sign a contract and then I like to deliver a contract, my obligation, and be free to go or check my opportunity or resign if things are aligned for me, you know. I think it's the same thing, and I really call out some people because it seems like so many people don't understand that. You are an independent contractor. When you don't fight, you don't have a salary. You know, like, so it's up to you to, and then you don't have a retirement plan. You have to secure to protect your family, because after this you might be busted, your knee twist, you can walk, maybe concussion and everything. So if you don't get it right now, I think he will be late. And when you find out, he will be late. And if he's late, when then maybe you just need to do some, I don't know, like some GoFundMe or I don't know, to survive while you spend a lot of time sacrificing yourself for a sport that you could have secured yourself from that.
Do you have sympathy for Jon Jones now because he's asking for his release, or do you remember when he wasn't so supportive of you when you went through the same thing?
Well, I will not get to the point of sympathy. I think, yes, even though he's frustrated, I think he's not in such bad of a situation. We have to remember that Jon is not any other fighter out here. You know, he's one of, he's a unique status fighter, profile of fighter. So he can decide his position, he take his control. Like, let's just say this: Jon will only fight. Jon fight today if he want to fight. Jon doesn't have to fight. We will just make it short like that. So yes, but I would say at least he deserves a better treatment, right? For what he have done for the sport, for the company, for everything. I think even me, I want to fight Jones, but I still respect him for what he have done for the sport. That's quite obvious, right?
If you could change
last question.
If you could change one thing about the UFC contracts that you think would make the biggest difference to fighters, would it be bringing back the sunset clause that helped you leave? Would it be raising the pay? What do you think is the one main thing about UFC contracts that needs to change for fighters to be happy?
The sunset clause, because we have to understand the key here is the freedom, it's not the money. You can convert your freedom to money, but the key is the freedom. Being trapped or being held in a contract that you can go out and maybe you're not happy, it's not fair. I think some people, we are talking about this, but some people get satisfied and happy, right? So you have to just speak on for yourself and then understand that some people are happy wherever they are, and then let them, it's their choice, you know. But I think it should be everyone's choice to decide to do whatever he wants. Maybe if I have a contract, then I want to fight off my contract. It's my right to fight off a contract. That's why there is a contract, and there is a limited term or a number of fight in the contract. It's not a life. I'm not signing my life off. I'm signing for a fight. 4-5 years, 6-8 fight year. It's a 8-5 year, but this is not my career. You know, so I just think like fighters should have that option. Yes, of course, even if they still do that, of course a lot of fighters will still stay in the UFC, but at least they have their options. You know, they don't feel trapped. That's all.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.